Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live chat tonight. Tonight we've got James. James Geras. James lives in California and he is used a lot by scammers. And I've just clicked him in and he should be with us in a second. And James wants to talk to you. And I think what you'll find James has to say is quite shocking. Hi.
Hey.
I managed it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to.
Yeah, I was doing that as well. Right. So everybody, this is James. James wants to tell you what it's like being used by scammers. Because, you know, we talk to women, we talk to you, we talk to what they say to you, what they do, and everything. But the thing is about the pictures that they use is a human being, it's a person. It's not just a thing that they send you. It is pictures that are stolen from an actual person. They've got no permission to use these pictures. They can just go and pillage anybody's pictures that they want to. So I'm going to give it over to James,
Yeah.
and he can talk to you.
It's been very weird. The whole thing started probably, gosh, it's been maybe 5 years now that I've been dealing with this, and it started on Facebook, and I would be getting messages from people asking if this was me, and I at the time I don't think I didn't even have Instagram. So people were sending me Instagram messages, through from Instagram with fake names and all these different things. I just thought that's weird. And for a while, it it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal. Like I even had friends say, oh, you should be honored that
Yeah.
for using photos. But then it got really serious. I was starting to get, people would get scammed, and then after they realized they were scammed, they would do the research and they would find the real me
Always afterwards.
afterwards. Yeah, after you sent $800.
Yeah, but and they managed to find you afterwards, so they could have found you
Then they
before.
do. Yeah, they managed to find me, and then just go off on me. Or I've gotten threats, because sometimes, a lot of times there'll be different names. So they'll use different names. They'll say, that I'm on an oil rig, and that I'm,
I
widow.
can't see you. I just can't see you on an oil rig, James.
What's that? Oh,
In
yeah.
real life, I can't see
But
you on an oil
But
rig.
what's funny is that they'll doctor photos. So they'll take a
Yeah.
picture of my head
Yes.
and put it on somebody's body that's standing on an
Yeah.
oil rig.
I've seen it. Mm-hmm.
And doctors, because they all say I'm a doctor too.
Yeah.
And pictures of me, like just my head, but then in a doctor's uniform
With
with
a
a set.
stethoscope. Yeah.
But I when I realized that this could be an issue was, I was talking to, my phone rang, and it was, I didn't recognize the number, and I let it go to voicemail, and then there was no message, and then it rang again, and I answered it, and the first thing the person said to me, this woman, was, I know you said never to call you at the gallery. And I was like, huh? Who is this? So this guy was saying he was me. He was using my name, using my pictures, James Scott Geras, saying that he owned my art gallery, and he had somehow convinced her to send him $800. And she was saying, you owe me this $800, and I just found you now, and it was, a sad story about her. It was her car payment, and she was going to lose the truck, and all this stuff. And I was like, I said, so you sent me $800, me, James Scott Geras. Well, no, I sent it to your real name. And I was like, oh, okay, so you sent it to my real name, to my gallery here in Palm Springs? No, no, I sent it to. It was like she sent me a screenshot. It was a money order to Nigeria. And I said,
Yeah.
what was I doing in Nigeria? Well, you told me your daughter was sick. And I was just like, first of all, I'm gay. And, I don't have kids. Not that gay people can't have kids, but I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
I'm not widowed. I'm not, any of this stuff. But he actually was able to convince this person that not only did I live in Palm Springs and own an art gallery in Palm Springs and to never call me at the gallery in Palm Springs, somehow though I was in Nigeria because my daughter was sick in the hospital and needed surgery. And and part of me wants to, and I don't want to be mean, and I don't want to be, I feel bad. I really feel bad for these people, and I don't want to be mean or rude, but part of me is like, why would I send money to Nigeria to a different name? And the thing I don't understand, the things that have really gotten upsetting have been, I've been threatened. I got a call. I've had to change my whole life because of this. My gallery.
Yeah, about the man that called you about his wife.
Man left me a message on the phone saying that if I ever talked to his wife again, he was going to slit my throat.
Nobody should have to have that. Nobody. No.
That's when I had to make an FBI report, and I've made police reports, and I've had people, even when they realized that my images were being used and they find the real me, they still go off on me like, well, you shouldn't let this happen.
Yeah. Your fault.
Or I watermark all my images. Every single image I do, I watermark. And they take the watermark off, or they crop it up, or they But I got another phone call from the one I told you before about, from Minnesota. My phone rang, and it was a number from Minnesota, and I don't know anybody in Minnesota, so I just let it go to voicemail. And then the voice message said, "This is so-and-so. I just wanted to make sure that you were the James Geras that owns the art gallery in Palm Springs that's been talking to my 87-year-old mother." So, I called her back because, obviously.
Because you don't want people to think that you're the person that's talking to somebody's 87-year-old mother.
No. And so I called her back and I said, I'm not. Somebody's using my pictures and my name, but it's not. And, she said, I didn't think so. She found out that her mother, her 87-year-old mother, had been sending thousands of dollars to this person, to a money Western Union, to another country, and she intercepted because her mother was going to send the guy $30,000 because he told her, as me, pretending to be me, that I was in love with her and that I was going to close my gallery in Palm Springs and move it to Minnesota to be closer to her, and I needed that money to, for the move and to get a new gallery space, all this stuff. And, after talking to the daughter, I said, well, I'm gay. And she said, I didn't want to say anything, but she thought from your Instagram, and we had a good laugh about it.
If anybody sees your Instagram, they'd know.
And her mom, even when she told her mother that she talked to the real me and all stuff, her mother refused to believe it for the longest time.
They are the worst age group. They are very, very difficult. The 70s, 80s and above are a very, very difficult age group because once they believe,
it's completely
believe.
And when it first started, God, I felt so bad. And I would talk to these people, and I really want to make sure that they knew that I wasn't doing this and that I was, and that I was sorry that this had happened. I've had to stop that because this is a daily thing now, so I can't do it. I can't do it. But there was one woman that I was talking with, and this was the woman with the $800 car payment, and she kept saying, well, we should be friends because I feel like I know you. And I'm like, no, you don't know me.
That's right.
At all.
She knows your pictures, and that's it. Nothing else.
And it's just, it's become a daily thing. Well, you know this because you see them every day. There's at least 20, 10, 15, 20 fake profiles that those are just the ones that get sent to me on Instagram.
We
But
find lots that we don't tell you about. We just, get rid of them. But it's awful. And I have to say, I'll say at this point, and I'll say it to the people that's watching as well. You get an awful lot of the people that's here watching who will find you, who will turn them into us. So you've got some absolutely great fans there.
yeah,
Actually do it. It's
I
really good.
people like you and other people that send me the fake profiles so that I can do it. But I get really, I mean, you've seen some of the stories I've put on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not well too much on it because I don't want it to really, that kind of negativity to take up too much of my life. But I have done some stories on my Instagram that are there. Just, I had a woman call me and just cuss me out and threaten me, and go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
These nasty emails that were just horrible. And it's upsetting because I'm not a person,
Yeah. No.
you know. So it becomes, and it's just become a safety issue because one, like I was saying, that one woman said to me that she was ready to come with her family down to my gallery and not them sent to me, which is, that's scary. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had to change my business to appointment only because
And I think that's awful. I really, really do think that's awful.
I only once did I contact one of the fake profiles, and I said, this was early on, and I was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Why stop using my pictures? And I got a message back that actually said, give us $1,000 and we won't use your picture anymore.
Yeah, right.
Even if that had happened, they would. But it was just like, oh my God. They actually said your images are too easy to scam people with.
Yeah, and it's the same with a lot of the military men, a lot of the other men. They get contacted by scammers saying, don't watermark your pictures. You've got plenty of money. We want to make some money. And they actually think they're entitled, James. That's the worst part. They're entitled to be you so they can steal from women.
And how are there, what I don't understand is why are there so many? Like, I've read stories like there are like gangs of like
Yeah.
people in a room that just.
Well, yeah, and they like to be in hotels because hotels have free Wi-Fi. And they're in hotels. They work 24/7 because they're scamming all around the world. So they've got to work shifts. So they're covering every time zone. They are planned. They are meticulously planned. And obviously you've got Mr. who does the photo shopping. You've got somebody else who'll arrange to collect the money. It is organized crime.
And how are they getting away with it? I mean, it seems that I guess just doing this and making it more known. But I always tell people, don't ever, ever send money to somebody that you don't know, ever. I mean, I don't care what the sub story is. Like, you just don't do that, especially like a romance type scam thing. Certainly there are organizations, if you want to give money to, or, all kinds of things that you can do.
I always think that if you were in a dating site and you met somebody and you went out with them and you met them and after a few weeks that person said to you in person, not over text, oh look, I really need some money. Can you, my daughter isn't with me. Can you just lend me sort of $5,000? You would go berserk, wouldn't you? Face to face, you would absolutely go berserk, and that would be it. Out. I'm not giving you money. They ask over the internet. They ask over text.
Without even seeing, like,
yeah.
Another person, I said, well, you're talking to me now, so do I sound like that person?
Yeah.
He had like some thick accent.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, well, when you were like did you video conference? Oh, no, he said it wasn't time for that yet. And I'm like, so it wasn't time for you to actually see, but it was time for you to get money?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about?
I don't know. I mean, I've tried to understand it. I accept that it happens. I really, really accept it. I talk to hundreds of women, so I know the position they get into and how they believe. But there's something in the back of my mind, because I'm awful mean. Nobody would get anything from me. And 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 I just think I would want to see the whites of their eyes before they got anything.
Yeah, and even then, I wouldn't send somebody. I wouldn't give somebody
No,
money.
I wouldn't give anything to anybody. I was maybe being nice there, but no,
And there
I
was
would.
a story for everything. I mean, even this is. I mean, I have a million stories. So, but this one was really got me was when I said, "You see my Instagram," because this person was saying they were me. They said that they were about Geras, that they owned my gallery, and whenever I would do like a live, they would like send that film of the
Yeah,
live
yeah,
to them, right? As if that was their video
yeah.
proof, right?
Mm.
And it was just, the whole thing has just been so strange. More than anything, it's just been
Yeah.
strange.
And it's just so not right, and it's so not. This is what I wanted to do these for, James, because it's so not right on both sides.
Yeah.
And we don't think, as scam haters, we don't think that anybody should be contacting you. We really don't think that it's that once you know you've been scammed, and a lot of women do know, then they contact you.
Yeah.
You should be the last person on earth that they contact, because they've never spoken to you.
I try to, periodically someone will send me a fake profile telling me, that they have been talking for months and, realized, found the real me. A lot of times because I watermark, they don't take the watermarks off.
Oh
So
no, they
people are able
don't.
to find me, that way. And I'll just say thank you, and that's it. And sometimes they want to keep talking because I realize that they think that they know me because they've been having this relationship, with,
Yeah.
but they
They
don't.
tell us, they will come to us and they'll tell us, but I really love him.
I've heard
I'm sorry, but
women say that
you
to me. I
think
love,
you
love
love them. Yeah.
you. Like, you didn't love me. You didn't love me.
Yeah, you loved his pictures. You loved his
Yeah.
pictures. You loved the sweet words that the scammer was telling you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's you were in love with the spin, the story. The reality of the man is very, very different because you don't know him. And it's a crazy, crazy world. And until you've been a part of this world, you don't realize how big it is. You don't realize how many scammers are out there, how much money they're making, and just how big it is.
A lot of money, which is, uh, there's got to be, it's it's got to fall under some kind of like money laundering or wire fraud.
Massive, yeah, massive, massive money laundering.
Yeah, I would think that with it being such a big business, because I've made police reports and I made an FBI report, nothing has come from it, nothing.
No,
Even the police report, they were like, "What do you want us to do?"
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
gonna get on a plane and fly to some other country, and I just a lot of
We said at the beginning of this year, we read an FBI report that in 2018 they had $18 million worth of losses reported to them. Okay, sounds a lot, doesn't it? So I said to the girls, we had to talk, and we said, we get more than that. Now, we don't ask everybody how much they've sent. If they want to tell us, that's fine. We're not going to intrude. So we make a note, a little running note of what people have told us, how much they've sent. From the 1st of January to the 1st of July, we had a total of $9 million. That is just to my little site.
wow.
That's not all of them. That's not everybody that comes to us. That's not all the scams in the world. My little site had reports of $9 million.
They're everywhere. I mean, they're owning an art gallery. There's an art gallery scam, and if anybody that's out there that is in the art business, I've had my gallery for 30 years. There has been like a scam that I'm onto now but I'll get an email. Oh my, I was on your website and I really love the paintings and it's our 50th anniversary and I wanted to buy,
Mm,
and could you send me a selection of paintings that you have done? I'm just like, oh my. And now it's so easy because they don't even bother to write original stuff. They just cut and paste.
yes. Yeah.
So you can cut and paste and put it in a Google search and it will come up as, this
Yeah.
scam went around. So I deal with that. And then, of course, I get messages from fake women, messaging me, hey, baby,
Yeah.
friends,
How are you? Hello, how are you? Yeah. Yeah.
and I just block them. But that's like an everyday thing too,
It is. It is. And they're still men. The thing is, these women that's contacting you as women, they're
Oh,
still
they're
men.
men.
They're
Yeah,
not African men sat behind a laptop or a
yeah.
cyber cafe or something.
Like I
No?
was reading some articles about it. Yeah, like internet cafes, and I would say the most of them seem to be from Nigeria, most of
Yes.
them. But for me, I've had a lot of women contact me from Germany. So somebody in Germany is doing this also because I'll get emails in all German and I'll put it in like Google Translator and it'll be like, you son of a bitch, all this stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. We do find that there's a lot of scams coming out of countries where there's a lot of migrants.
Yeah, it's just, boy, I,
It's crazy. I don't know the answer. The only answer that I've got is to get the word out there so everybody knows.
yeah,
Um,
that's
Brenda just said there.
it.
You get an email, and it's your face, and they're saying, "Hello, pretty." Well, if somebody said that to me in real life, I would slap their face. I mean, nobody's going to talk to me like that, and yet they do. And hello, pretty. The average man, are they really going to say that to a woman? And
Talk like that. That's
you know, um, so
weird.
yeah, we've really, really got to get the word around, and
Yeah,
it's
it's the best thing that I've been able to do is to just let people know. And a lot of people, because I put it on my stories and left it on my Instagram, I've had a lot of people that have were scammed, found me, saw those videos, and were a little more understanding of my position. That it wasn't me, that I'm a victim also.
yeah.
I'm a victim of
Well,
this.
I always say that the woman scammed once, and that's very, very sad. She's lost her money, and it can affect women for the rest of their lives. I know that it's got a very, very bad effect on mental health. But you are scammed or abused by scammers 1,000 times a day.
Oh my God.
And you have got no choice whatsoever in being used.
Yeah,
And nobody should have that. Nobody should not have the choice to actually be used.
and it's on so many different things. Things I've never heard of. Like I guess you were just telling me recently about Hangouts, something called Hangouts.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know what it is. I still don't. I think it's a Google thing or something.
It's a Google Chat app.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking on Hangouts for, or I'll get messages because it's not just straight. It's, there are fake profiles of me on Grinder and Scruff,
Yeah.
which is a gay
That's
app.
right. Yeah.
And, I'll get a message on Instagram and the guy will say, well, we were talking for so long on Scruff when you were in Texas, which I've
Yeah.
but when you were in Texas and we were getting along so well, then, I mean, you asked me for, a loan, but I couldn't afford to give you a loan. And then all of a sudden you stopped talking to me. And I
Yeah.
was like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I just, but it's
What
Christian.
worries me as well is some scammers will just let it go. I often will try and talk to ones that I get because I want to know what they're saying. I want to know what they're doing. I can't talk to other women about it if I don't know. And I have found they're like a dog with a bone. They will not go away. They will not say anything. You tell them to go away but you don't really want me to go away. And they will hang on and hang on. And this is what happens with a woman, because they're using your face. She's not going to pay it or whatever. And they'll make her hang on because they'll keep coming back. Now, the thing is after that, sometimes if they're not going to get money, they get nasty. And they really do get abusive.
Well, see, I don't deal with
in somebody's head, that's you getting nasty and abusive.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so that's, you know, that's they coming to you thinking that you are the really awful person. You know, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, because it's on. I mean, especially the ones that use my pictures and say, which I find so hard to believe that people would fall for the sugar daddy ones.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to give you, a complete stranger, I'm going to give you $2,000 a week.
Yeah.
You know, but give me your banking information so I can transfer the money to your account. Mm-hmm. Who in the world? One of the most frustrating, I have this one I'll share with you. One of the most frustrating conversations I had was somebody that I've been best friends with on Instagram for a year, maybe longer than a year. So this person knows about the issues that I have with the fake profiles and stuff. I get a screenshot sent to me, a private message on Instagram from the person with this fake profile, you know, John Doe. I'll just make that name up. It was some weird name, but it was like not my name. My pictures, but not my name. And he said, "Is this you?" And I thought he was joking because I thought, you know, I thought he was joking. And I said, you know, haha. And he's like, well, I just wanted to know, I mean, this is your secret account? And I was like, seriously? Like, no, that's not me. And that's not, I don't have a secret account. Well, you know, you told me you would say that.
Yeah.
You told me that you would say that. So this fake person was, when he said to the person, because he sent me screenshots of their conversation, he said, you know, well, I know James, and you know, I don't think that he has a secret account. Well, so, and it's like, I'm going to talk to him. Well, if you talk to him, I'm going to tell you that because it's completely secret account.
Yeah, and people will. They'll ask the scammer if they're real.
I really got so frustrated. I had to like stop talking to that person because he was like asking me if I was sure that, like, are you sure
sure you're not him? Yeah.
Because I'm talking to you right now, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're talking to me right now here, but you're not talking to me on that thing. No. You know, and I just, okay, well, if you say so, and I just think like, oh my God, I almost cursed. I don't want to curse on your thing, but I just thought, what the hell is with you?
But, and that's really sad because now you're getting people who really know you very well that are doubting you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very upsetting, and it's very strange to, you know, when like I said before, when it first started, it was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I didn't really think anything of it. I don't even know if I reported the first couple of ones because I just thought, well, that's weird. You know, but this was years ago.
Yeah.
I actually don't even have Facebook anymore because of it. Because it became such a problem, and I thought it was a Facebook thing. So I stopped. I ended my Facebook, and I haven't had it for 6 years. But apparently, I've got 100 profiles on Facebook.
Yeah, probably more.
Even with something called TikTok, which
I
didn't know what about, but I have so many friends who are like, oh, you should do, because you're always dancing around on your Instagram, said you should get a TikTok. Well, I went to get a TikTok, and Barnaby's daddy was already taken with my picture.
No.
There's like 5 or 6 Barnaby's daddies, one Barnaby's daddy this, Barnaby's dad, like already taken with TikTok. So I just said, okay, well, I guess I'm not doing TikTok with my pictures too, and my video.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's hard to get those taken down because I've reported them.
I don't think there's a contact. I mean, you know, there is supposed to be a way that you can do it. I honestly don't think the report goes anywhere.
It's just recently, since I've been, being helped with you and a few other people, that they seem to come down pretty fast on Instagram when I report them. Once I've reported them, they seem to go down pretty fast, but they just pop up every day.
Yeah, you get one down and they'll make others. And the thing is that I really, what I want to explain to people is, people say all the time, you should make your account private. Why should you? You don't want to make your account private, but also your pictures are out there. Making the account private is going to do nothing.
I've had people say to me, well, then stop posting on social media. I'm like, first of all, this is my livelihood. This is my business.
Mm-hmm.
The art business, I'm a dealer. I'm, I am an artist myself, and I promote myself, and I promote my work, promote everything that I do. Yeah. And why should I move to an island, and seclude myself because, somebody, I'm not a life for that,
It's 2020. It's the day of social media. Everything happens. Business happens. Private life happens. Everything happens on social media. And everybody should be free to be on it.
Yeah, and if I had my profile private, then I wouldn't have the exposure that I get with my business and with my life and my friends and stuff. So, and as much as I complain about it, I really don't like it to be a big part of my life. I deal with the fake profiles in the morning when I'm having my coffee, and I report them. And then I pretty much don't deal with it for the rest of the day. Because I've got a life, Yeah.
And you can't let this take over your life.
Yeah. So you
can't let it take over your life, because that's what they want, basically.
I see somebody, I love some of these comments, and I appreciate it. But
I know, I keep watching them.
The one that says, you can get a cease and desist. How would I get a cease and desist from a complete stranger that I don't know their name, where they are, where they're from? And
Instagram can't stop somebody making 100 profiles with the same photograph on it. Why would a cease and desist order do anything?
Nothing. But plus you don't know who they are, and it's not just Instagram. It's because I'm not on Tinder or Match.com or
all the dating sites are flooded, even the paid dating sites. Oh, and Facebook dating. It's just lost. Absolutely lost to it.
I don't understand how it just seems that you should, with one email, I mean, unless they're making a bunch of different emails, it would seem like you would be allowed to have one or two, maybe if you had a business and you had, you had one for your cat or your dog, I thought about doing one for Barnaby. People always wonder why Barnaby's daddy is, because my dog's name is Barnaby. So I'm Barnaby's daddy. That's where that comes from. But, I've had fake profiles tell me that they've told them that my child was named Barnaby, and that sick in the hospital and needed surgery.
It's crazy, and what gets me is that you get people who'll get a piece of information on a phone, and whatever they read on that phone is gospel. They believe it. They do not they do not query it. They do not say, if I said to you now, James, I mean, we've talked, you talk to the girls on Instagram, and we got on quite well. If I said to you now, James, look, I really need some money. Can you give me a copy of your credit card? Just send it to me, front and back. And I'll tell you what, I'll borrow some money off you, but I'll pay you back.
Oh God!
You would absolutely flip. And
Who does that?
And yet, on a romance scam, giving people copies of the debit card front and back is common. Making a new credit card for somebody is common. We had a lady the other day, and I really am sorry if she's watching. She does know we've talked about this. She set up a credit card for her oil rig boyfriend, and she bought 21 iPhone 11s. I haven't got an iPhone 11. She bought 21 iPhone 11s and sent them to an address in Dubai.
Oh my God.
because he'd asked her to, because he was coming to the end of his contract. He was going to pay the bill for her. He was coming to the end of his contract, and he wanted to be kind and give the 21 people in his crew an iPhone 11. And he got them.
Oh my God.
He's going to be paying that off for an awful lot of years.
You, knowing that I know that it's the truth, it's hard to believe.
It is.
It's hard to believe that people fall for that.
Yeah. And I mean, she's, you know, poor woman, she is going to be paying for that the rest of her life. The debt is hers. She cannot turn around to that credit card company and say, but I really thought he was real. You know, I thought he loved me. Credit card company doesn't care about that. They've got a debt of about £30,000 on a card. She has to pay it.
Oh my God. Wow.
And that's how clever they are. That's how much a victim will believe.
I never engaged them. Like I said, only the one time when I just said, you know, contact them, like, stop using my pictures, like that was gonna do anything. But yeah. I did one. I guess maybe it's just that I was frustrated. I kept getting messages from fake profiles, these women, you know, and it's great because they always are looking for a serious relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets me that.
And that they're, you know, down to earth, but the photo is like, usually they're, you know, they're like butt in a thong, or you know, they're like huge, like moves. And we think like, oh, God-fearing, because they're all God-fearing, and I'm like, I don't know how God would feel about that. But, you know, at one point I had just gotten so frustrated, and she sent me a message, hey, baby, and I said, hey, the name was like, you know, I don't know, remember, but I'll make something up. It was like Rosalie. And I said, oh, Rosalie, wait a minute. I've been talking to you. I was wondering what happened to you, but you changed your name because I've got, you know, the same picture, but it's not, you know, your name's Helen. Oh, yeah, I changed my name. And I said, oh, okay, well, I was actually just on my way to the post office. I'm mailing you that Rolex that you wanted. And so, but I have the address already. Oh, you should see the panic. You know, well,
I bet.
Your address. Oh, no. Okay, I've got to go. I'll call you later because I've got to go to the mailbox. I'm going to mail this Rolex out to the guy. But I've got your address already. Oh, no. Don't send it to that address. I have a new address. Yeah. I moved. I'm like, oh, you moved? Where'd you move to? You know, oh, well, you know, but you were living with your father in, you know, in Arizona. You know, oh, no. I need you to send it to this new address. And I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah. It took way too much of my time.
Yeah, well, that's it. And you never win. You never win against them. But there again, I think that's useful because you know what they say. You know the sort of thing that they are saying to other people.
Oh, yeah.
You know. And it's just, well, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. And it's wrong.
One of the funniest things was, I was going to mention this earlier, and then I got sidetracked with something else. I was talking to this woman that had been scammed, and I said, well, you know, now you're like talking to me, and you're looking at my Instagram. I mean, you know, I'm gay, so, you know, and she said, you know, I mentioned that to him. She kept saying you, and I said, stop saying you, because it wasn't. But yeah, he said, I mentioned that to him, that, you know, I kind of thought, like, why are you, because I had posted a picture, this was years ago, I was just, you know, we were having coffee in bed with my partner at the time, and she said, you know, well, why are you in bed with another man? And the that I was pretending to be gay. So that was his answer, that I was pretending.
You're pretending to be gay.
I was pretending to be gay.
Obviously did it very well. You obviously pretend very well. You even go to bed with another man and have coffee.
You know, I don't mean to laugh because it's kind of, but it was good enough for her. She believed it. She had this relationship with him for months, and he basically told her that I was pretending to be gay because first he explained that my boyfriend at the time was my son.
Oh,
and that my son was pretending to be gay also, and because of my business, because all my clients are gay. And so I had to be gay to like sell art to gay people. It was just the weirdest. It
Yeah.
was no matter what you throw at them, they've got an
They've
answer.
got an answer.
They've got an answer. And
Yeah.
I just want to say this to everybody that's out there. If you've got that little tingle in the back of your neck, or you've got a little inkling that something's not right, go with your original instinct, because you
The
just
gut feeling's always right. Your heart will rule your head. Your gut tells you the truth.
your gut tells you the truth. Like I'm really not pretending to be gay.
Well, I'm not quite sure why you would. I mean,
It didn't make any sense to me when she said that. I think I started laughing, and I couldn't believe it. And that was kind of like, okay, now I've heard it all. Now I've heard it all.
well, yeah. I mean, he's the dog, really, isn't he? If he's your son and he's Barnaby.
My son, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing that I wanted to say as well, people will come to us and they'll say to us, but I was talking to him, he is in California because he's got a California telephone number. There's something called Google Voice. And with Google Voice, you can Google it and find out what it does. But in Google Voice, you can choose a telephone number. Any city in the US, in the UK, in Germany, wherever. You can choose that telephone number and you attach it to your cell phone. You can use that telephone number from any cell phone in the world.
I didn't know that.
So when somebody rings you, it will come up as, oh, one, whatever. And they'll say, yes, but we Googled a number and it came back to California, it came back to Texas. You cannot tell geographically from a telephone number, ever. Look at Google Voice. I've got the thing on the site if you want to come to me, and I'll send you all about Google Voice. But Google Voice, I don't know why it exists. Why would it exist that you can get a telephone number from any city in the US that you can use in Nigeria, Panama, Australia, whatever? Why would you have it? Why would this system? Google is a very strange organization. Why would you have that? But that's why people will come and say, but he lives in California. He phoned me from California. He didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Oh, gosh, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah, because I have had, I will have people too send me the phone number that they've been talking to. And it's like, what do you want me to do with that number? I'm not gonna call.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna call or deal with that.
Most times you can't because they won't answer it. But they can use these numbers on WhatsApp and everywhere. So yes, I mean you're right. There are tons of numbers, tons of apps you can get fake numbers from. Google Voice, I can know people can look for that, and it explains it. It's a simple one.
I just remembered one more story. I was going to a dinner, and it was a celebration dinner. It was with a large group of people. This a couple of years ago. And one of the people that I knew, she would be watching, so I won't say her name, but one of the people I knew was going to be there. I knew several of the people, but it was like a fundraiser dinner thing at a restaurant. And there was a long table, and there was probably 30 people at the table. And I got there, and I sat next to my friend because I knew her, and she had brought a friend of hers. Well, her friend, when she introduced me to her friend, her eyes got huge. She was looking at me, and she was like, oh my God. She pulls out her phone, shows me a picture. She'd been talking to a fake me on Tinder for a month. She said, this is you, right? And I was like, oh my God. And almost said her name. My friend just burst out laughing. She couldn't believe it. She was like, because she knew about my.
Yeah, it was. I'll explain later. Yeah.
But then her friend that she brought was like, couldn't believe that, like, oh my God, this guy that I've been talking to on Tinder is like sitting right here at the table with me. I was like, I had to explain to her it's not me. Like, but that was a very close to home kind of weird.
Yeah.
story, because it could have got, she could have stood up and said, you know, thrown a glass at me and said, you owe me $500, you
Yeah,
know.
and she could have done.
Yeah, I mean,
I
because I've
mean,
had people threaten me. I've had women call me and say, you know, you owe me this money, and you know, you scammed me out of this, and blah blah. And, you know, it's just
it is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely wrong. And I just thank you very much for doing this, because you have put a human face on almost pictures that are out there.
there's a lot of them.
You know, and because there's a lot of men and women, you know, a lot of the military girls. We've got some of the girls who work on cruise ships. You
Ugh.
know, they are used as well, and it's heartbreaking for them, because they just do not know where to turn. But you've put a really lovely human face on it tonight, so thank you very much.
Thank you for all your help. I mean, you've helped me a lot with the.
Do you know, it's the one thing that we like doing, because it's really hard talking to victims every day, because you know we then come and sort of talk amongst ourselves, you know, the people who all work on Scam Haters. We talk about ourselves and we say, oh, this poor woman's done this poor woman's done that, and it can pull at you, because we hear some awful stories, you
Yeah,
know. So you know, can you hear a meow?
I did. I heard the meow. I'm waiting for Barnaby to start barking. Usually, if I'm talking, he thinks I'm talking to him. Oh yeah. Oh my,
This is Margaret.
Margaret is
Yeah.
cute. That is cute. I
Margaret gets very
barked
Margaret
nothing.
gets very confused when I talk to the computer,
Yeah, I
and
know. Bart
and she
hasn't been barking because he usually think I'm talking to him. But
yeah, she gets confused, because normally I'm just in, and she gets very confused when I'm talking to the computer, because why am I stop talking? So she usually always comes and says hello. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, that's Margaret. But yeah, you know, we have to put a human face. We've got to we've got to turn it around, so that people pay more attention to yourself, the guys that are used. I've got hair now. The guys that are used, the guys that are military that are used. I have a little thing that if you were going to be a con man, and you were going to be a scammer, and you were going to steal money from women, I think you'd be pretty stupid to use your own picture. Because and why don't women think about this? Because if you're going to scam women and you're going to steal money from them, you're standing there saying, look, I'm James Geras, I've got a gallery. You know where I am. You'd be arrested in a day.
yes,
You
yes.
know?
That's why when I said to the woman, like, you sent me James Scott Jared. No, I sent it to your real name. Okay, well, you sent it to my real name, but you sent it to my gallery in Palm Springs. No, I sent it to some Western Union in Nigeria.
Nigeria. Yeah.
What was I doing in Nigeria? You know, oh, your daughter was sick. I
Nobody's going to have a daughter in Nigeria.
Why, even if I was, you know, it was me. It's a if my daughter was sick, why would she be in
Yeah.
Nigeria sick? Like, it just didn't make sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the idea as well, if you were working on an oil rig, if you were working on an oil rig, and it's the same with the military men that that are deployed. What the scammer does is they tell the women, I can't get access to my money because I'm working on the oil rig, or I can't get access to my money. That's an interesting friend of yours down there, James. I can't get access to my money because I'm deployed, and they don't pay you when you're deployed, and they don't pay you when you're on the oil rig. I mean, really? How can anybody say that they're on an oil rig for a few months, which doesn't happen? But how can anybody say they're away working, but they don't get paid while they're away? They're away deployed, but they don't get paid while they're away. It would never happen. So
No.
if a child wanted money in Nigeria, you would pay it.
And a lot of times, even with like the names, I
Exactly. Who would work for free?
about being scammed by John Tucker, you know, you can sometimes just Google names like that and it'll come up with all these like fake profiles and names and things.
we've had them before where we get women sending to us. Well, I was going to ask you if he was called Brian James, but I've just gone on WhatsApp this afternoon and he's now called Richard Peter. Names will change 2 or 3 times a day if they need them to.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that is a real telltale sign is 2 first names, because
Yes.
I think somehow they just haven't figured out surnames, and so oh,
Because
Mary,
yeah,
Margaret, Wilson Scott,
yeah.
James John, it's
In
always
in in parts of Africa, they put the surname first, so the family name goes first.
oh, okay.
And they don't work out, so they can't work out really whether we do that or not. So one, and the ladies will know this. Hello, pretty. How you doing? What's your name and where are you from? Now, if somebody's got to ask me my name and it's on the top of the messenger, I would get offended at that.
Or where you're from, and it says where you're from, or whatever,
Exactly. So, it means that they've just sent out 350 requests. What's your name and where are you from? And that, I would say, well, I'm Ruth and I'm from Mars. And so that, so then they know what your first name is. But,
A lot of people think my name is Barnaby. I have people call me that all the time.
no, it's crazy. Right. Well, we've taught the clock round here.
I think we did. Yeah, we did. I was worried. I messaged you earlier, like, ooh, I don't know if I can
No, Lauren told me. And she said to me, James wants to know how long you're going to talk for. And do you know what my reply? Did she tell you my honest reply? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was like, oh, I don't know if I can talk for an hour, but apparently I can. So, but I think
James, I can talk for England. If it was an Olympic sport, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it is because it affects us.
The most important thing is, if it first of all, if it's too good to be true,
It is.
It is.
Exactly.
And I don't care what the sob story is. Don't ever send money to a stranger over the internet. I just
no.
Yeah.
If you've got money that you want to send, go out and buy yourself something. But
and then the other one last
thing
that one and it's horrible and awful that you've been scammed, but when you realize that you've been scammed and you find the real person,
do not contact them.
I'm a real person. I have feelings. I actually react when someone sends me really horrible, nasty messages and threats. And, there's a person behind those photos.
We've got one of our soldiers that we help, and his wife was on earlier. And I noticed the message we got from her, and they've got a troll. And this troll is the nastiest piece of work that I've ever seen. And this woman hounds this couple because she won't believe that he hasn't scammed her, and she will not believe it. And she leaves him the most disgusting messages. I will say she leaves us the most disgusting messages as well. But, it's wrong. It's awful that this has to happen to anybody. So don't, because, we'll say, well, can you put us in contact with him? Because I think he should know what's happening. You can't do anything about it.
I can't. Oh, I've had people like, oh, here's his number, here's his this, that, all this stuff. Here's the, copy. When I did make the FBI report, it was good to have the money transfer paperwork. The woman had actually sent pictures of it, but nothing has ever come from it. So it's never going to happen. But I've had people give me phone numbers and things, and like, I'm not going to call. I can't. I'm not.
No.
More time other than thank you for letting me know, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Call us, come to us. That's what we're there for. Come to us. If there's a lady needs talking to, if she needs it to be explained to her what's happened, if she needs it to be explained that your pictures are being used, anybody else's pictures are being used, come and talk to us. We will handle it. Do not go to the men or the women who have been used in the scam, because it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not. But Well, thank you so much
Right.
for,
Thank you
for this.
very much.
This
I
was
don't
fun.
know how to, I
I
don't know how to
the
finish it.
first live I've ever done with somebody. Maybe I did one.
Mhm.
I did one other time, but yeah.
I did one with Adam Cam, and I spent all week worrying about it. I really did, and I thought to myself, oh, I like this. And
I
then you said that you would do one. I thought, oh, this is good.
I might
So
have
then
taken the
I
time.
decided today. I decided today I didn't know how to switch it on.
I didn't know what was like where in the house was it to not be too confusing.
Yeah.
I ended up with this, so
Well, thank you very much, James. We will say good night because we're about to get. It cuts us off after an hour anyway, so we
okay.
will say good night.
Are you gonna
And
save this? Are you gonna save
yes,
the
I save it and I put it on all our pages.
Oh good. Oh good. So I'll send people to it.
Yeah, we tend I mean we get a lot of people watching it, but we've had thousands watch the copies that we put on Facebook and Instagram and on our YouTube as well. So
Oh good. Oh good.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. I'm going to press this little cross in the corner. So if you disappear, bye.
I'll do the same.
Oh, oh, remove. That's awful. Thank you very much, everybody. That was James Geras, and James is in California. I hope you enjoyed it. We are going to be doing some more of these with other people. Come to us, come to talk to us, please, please come to talk to us. We are there to help you, and we'll do what we can. We really will do what we can for you. But please, and I've said this before, please believe us, believe what we tell you, and don't contact the men. Please do not contact the men. It is not fair on them. Their lives are bad enough with this. They've got to deal with it. It's their face. Their face is being used by somebody else. So please, let us handle it. Leave them alone. If you see them, if you see fakes, report to us because we can get them closed. So report them to us. We will close them. Work behind the scenes for them. That's what we do. Work behind the scenes for them. Do not include them. So from England, I will say good night and see you next time. Bye.